Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kristen Gear, and I am the Director of Operations for BNI Arizona. And every single week, come to you providing a weekly education nugget called Wisdom Wednesday that counts as one chapter education unit for watching. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition. We are almost in July, guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Hopefully you have all submitted all your numbers for June. As a reminder, how the Palms report works, guys. I send this reminder several times, but I wanted to make sure everyone is clear how the Palms report works. All of your monthly numbers end when your last active meeting of the month ends. So if your meeting, it was today from 9 to 10:30, your month ends at 10:30 today. It is not based off of the day of the month. It's all based off of your own chapter's last active meeting. So, want to make sure everyone is clear. I love to send out those reminders, but I get that question a lot. So I know it is kind of confusing because it's a monthly numbers, but in the system, everything is based off of your active meetings. So, for example, if your chapter doesn't meet for a particular week, when we close that meeting, so that way no visitors can register for that meeting, there is zero data for those weeks. Zero. So anytime your chapter takes off, then all of the data that would have been for that week goes to the next active meeting. So this definitely plays a part. Let's say the chapter took the last meeting of the month off, then the month ends a week early. So it does get a little confusing when that kind of takes place. So just know that everything is based off of the active meetings in the system, and every chapter is different based off of when your own chapter's meeting time ends. Not the day, the meeting time. So it's very, very specific to the meeting time, because if your chapter ends at 10:30 and you submit a slip at 10:35, even if the VP didn't submit the Palms report yet, it will not count towards that day because you've submitted after the meeting. So it'll automatically count towards the next week. Because I get a lot of emails asking about drafts and different things like that. If you notice activity is in draft and it's been multiple weeks, and let's say there wasn't a holiday in the mix and there's questions about that, feel free to send that over to me and I can check that out to make sure all the Palms reports are ready to go. And so just wanted to make sure to kind of throw that out there. But today's topic, since we are close to July, is all about substitutes. I know that many people are going on vacation, and so one of the things that I recommend for every member to do is to create your own sublist. We do not recommend chapters to have a chapter sublist, because what happens is those people just get used by every single member and it creates a serial substitute type of situation. And we don't want to have serial substitutes. The best thing to do is to have different people come in to have different visibility, but the best people to make substitutes for you are either coworkers that work with you, or customers or clients that know you really well, or friends, family members, other business professionals that you know. If there's a potential visitor that you've been trying to get to the meeting, ask them to sub for you. There's a no pressure situation just to come and substitute for you, so that way they can do that and represent you really well. But two, then they can get extra visibility by visiting the meeting, and you never know. Then they can decide if BNI is right for them, and hey, maybe then you'll have an extra member. But if not, they say about, on average, each visitor passes about $1,500 worth of business to other members, whether they join or not. So it just creates more visibility for the members in your chapter. So I want to make sure that everyone kind of plans ahead, because when you are on vacation, you know the dates that you guys are going to be out. So make sure to plan ahead on your substitutes. Last case scenario, you can post on the members only page to potentially connect with other BNI members to see if someone is available. But that doesn't always work, guys, because it's all based on if someone is available. So when you post on there, don't get discouraged if no one is available for that particular day. There are times where someone's available, and I see a lot of comments of people helping out to substitute for each other, but don't use that as your primary source of trying to find a substitute. You can also connect with past visitors. So in BNI Connect, there is a report that each chapter has to where you can view past visitors that have visited your chapter. Now, as long as they haven't visited more than 2 times per BNI year, they can also give their presentation about their business after they substitute for you. But if they have visited already 2 times, even if they substitute for you, they cannot give their presentation for the 3rd or 4th time. So I wanted to make sure that everyone is clear on that. That is the guideline for all chapters. It is 2 times per BNI year that someone can give a presentation at a chapter, whether it's a visitor or if you as a BNI member are visiting another chapter, 2 times per BNI year. I've always been educating that, so I wanted to make sure everyone is on the same page. So don't get offended if a chapter says like, hey, you've already exceeded your times to give your presentation, you won't be able to give your presentation again. Now, if you are visiting another chapter and you're substituting for someone, the value of that is having the visibility during open networking and after the meeting to connect with members. I would also recommend setting up a one-to-one with a potential power partner in that chapter so that way you can maximize on your time while you're there. So if you need any additional information or need some extra tips on substitutes, again, guys, make sure that you are planning ahead. If you know you're going to be out now, there are times where we're sick, we can't line up a sub last minute, that's okay. But if you're on vacation and you know you're going to be out a certain day, plan ahead so that way you can be prepared, you can have that visibility. Because if you're not visible in the meeting, you're not top of mind with your sales professionals. So line up your substitutes, guys, especially during the summertime. And if you have any questions, let me know. And as always, make sure to record one chapter education for watching today. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.